Some people do not become quiet because they have nothing to say. They become quiet because life taught them that reacting too quickly can cost them peace, safety, or even the people they love. You may have seen this kind of person before. While everyone else panics, they pause. While the room gets louder, they get still. While others rush to defend themselves, they study the situation like they have already lived through this scene in 100 different versions. And that is what makes them so misunderstood. People call them distant, cold, hard to read, maybe even emotionally unavailable. But often, the calmest person in the room is not the one who feels the least. They are the one who had to learn how to survive without letting their emotions spill everywhere. Their silence is not emptiness, it is memory. Their composure is not arrogance, it is training. Their nervous system remembers things their mouth never talks about. In this video, we are going to explore 10 powerful psychological signs that someone has been shaped by more pain than they admit. And as you listen, do not use these signs to label yourself as broken. Use them as mirrors. Because sometimes the behaviors we call personality are actually old survival strategies still waiting to be understood. Sign number 1. They notice emotional changes before anyone says a word. A person who has been through a lot often develops a strange kind of sensitivity. Not the loud, dramatic kind, but the quiet kind that sees what others overlook. They can feel when the energy in a room changes. They can sense when someone is smiling too hard. They can tell when a person says, "I'm fine," but their voice drops half a second too late. Imagine a group of friends at a birthday dinner. Everyone is laughing, taking pictures, passing food around the table. But one person is unusually quiet. They keep checking their phone even though no message is coming. They laugh at the right moments, but their eyes are somewhere else. Most people will not notice. They are too busy enjoying the night. But the person who has known deep pain will notice immediately. They may not interrupt. They may not embarrass them. They may simply sit closer, offer them water, or quietly ask, "Do you want to step outside for a minute?" This is not magic. It is adaptation. When someone grew up in an unpredictable environment, they often learn to read tiny emotional signals as a way to stay safe. A change in tone could mean trouble. A heavy footstep could mean anger. A silent dinner table could mean something was about to explode. Over time, their brain became trained to detect emotional weather before the storm arrived. The gift is empathy. The cost is exhaustion, because when you can feel everything, it becomes hard to rest anywhere. The practical lesson is this: sensitivity can be beautiful, but it needs boundaries. You can notice someone's pain without making yourself responsible for carrying all of it. Sign number 2. They become peacekeepers, even when nobody asked them to. People who have survived emotional chaos often become experts at calming other people down. They are the ones who step in when tension rises. They soften their voice when others get sharp. They change the topic before an argument turns ugly. They make jokes when the room gets heavy. They smooth things over, not because they enjoy being responsible for everyone's mood, but because conflict once felt dangerous to them. Picture a family dinner where one comment turns into criticism, and criticism turns into old resentment. Everyone can feel the temperature rising. Then one person gently interrupts, "Let's not do this tonight. We barely get time together." They smile, redirect the conversation, and suddenly, the room breathes again. From the outside, they look mature, strong, emotionally intelligent, but inside, their body may be shaking. Their calmness is not always peace. Sometimes, it is a trauma response, wearing polite clothes. This is often connected to fawning, a survival pattern where a person tries to stay safe by pleasing others, reducing conflict, or becoming useful. They learn that if everyone else is okay, maybe nothing bad will happen. But here is the hidden danger. If you spend your whole life managing everyone else's emotions, you may forget that your emotions matter too. You become the emotional firefighter, always running toward other people's flames while ignoring the smoke in your own chest. A healthier path is not to stop caring. It is to stop confusing peacekeeping with self-erasure. You are allowed to say, I care about this situation, but I am not responsible for controlling everyone in it. Sign number 3, their body reacts before their mind has time to explain. Someone who has been through too much may appear calm on the surface, but their body is often working overtime underneath. A sudden loud noise, a door closing too hard, someone walking behind them. A message that says, we need to talk. These things may seem small to others, but to their nervous system, they can feel like alarms. They may check exits when they enter a new place. They may prefer sitting where they can see the door. They may dislike surprises, even happy ones, because surprise means losing control. They may sleep lightly, wake up easily, or feel uncomfortable when everything is too quiet. People around them may say, why are you so alert? Nothing is happening. But that is exactly the point. Their body learned that danger often begins before other people notice it. Hypervigilance is not attention-seeking. It is a nervous system that has been trained to scan for threat. Think of a smoke detector that became too sensitive after too many fires. Now it goes off even when someone is only making toast. Annoying? Maybe. But from the detector's perspective, it is trying to save the house. The same thing happens inside people. Their reactions may not match the present moment because their body is still responding to the past. The practical insight here is powerful. Healing is not just about thinking differently. Sometimes you have to teach the body that the present is not the past. Slow breathing, grounding exercises, safe routines, therapy, movement, and supportive relationships can help the nervous system learn that not every sound is a warning, and not every silence is danger. Sign number 4. They love deeply, but trust slowly. A person who has been hurt badly may still be kind, loyal, generous, and warm. But getting close to their deepest self can feel like standing outside a locked house with lights on inside. You know someone is there, but the door does not open easily. They may answer questions without revealing too much. They may support you through your darkest moments while never telling you about theirs. They may be present in your life, yet still keep one private room inside themselves where almost nobody is allowed. This is not because they are playing games. It is because trust once had consequences. Maybe they told the truth and were punished for it. Maybe they depended on someone and were abandoned. Maybe they opened their heart and watched someone use that openness against them later. So now, they do not trust words quickly. They trust patterns. They watch what you do when you are angry. They watch whether you respect small boundaries. They watch whether you gossip about people who trusted you. They watch whether your apology changes your behavior or only clears your guilt. To them, trust is not built from dramatic promises. It is built from repeated emotional safety. The new insight is this: slow trust is not always unhealthy. In fact, wise trust should be gradual. The problem begins when caution becomes a wall so high that even safe people cannot reach you. The goal is not to trust everyone. The goal is to learn the difference between someone who deserves distance and someone who deserves a chance. Sign number 5. They rehearse disappointment before it arrives. People shaped by painful experiences often become experts at expecting the worst. Before a meeting, they imagine being criticized. Before a relationship becomes serious, they imagine being left. Before a good opportunity comes, they prepare for it to disappear. They may call it being realistic. They may say, "I just don't want to get my hopes up," but underneath that sentence is often an old wound saying, "Hope hurt me before." This is why they overthink. Not because they enjoy mental chaos, but because overthinking gives them the illusion of control. If they can imagine every possible outcome, maybe nothing can destroy them by surprise. They analyze text messages. They replay conversations. They detect tiny changes in facial expressions. They prepare explanation A, apology B, escape plan C, and emotional collapse plan D. From the outside, this can look unnecessary, but inside, it feels like preparation for survival. The mind is trying to protect the heart by making sure pain never arrives unannounced. But here is what they rarely realize. Rehearsing pain does not always prevent pain. Sometimes it makes you suffer twice, once in imagination and once in reality. A practical tool is to ask yourself, am I solving a real problem, or am I trying to feel safe by predicting every possible disaster? If there is an action to take, take it. If there is no action, come back to the present. You do not have to emotionally live through every future that may never happen. Sign number 6. They are drawn to simple, predictable peace. After a person has lived through enough instability, they often stop chasing chaos disguised as excitement. They no longer romanticize emotional roller coasters. They do not want love that feels like a battlefield. They do not want friendships where they have to guess where they stand. They do not want homes filled with yelling, jobs filled with humiliation, or relationships where peace only lasts until the next explosion. What they crave is consistency, a quiet morning, a clean room, a message that means exactly what it says, a person whose mood does not change the whole atmosphere. A life where ordinary days are not boring, but sacred. Someone who has not known much chaos may think routine is dull. But to someone who had to survive unpredictability, routine can feel like medicine. The same breakfast, the same walking route, the same evening ritual, the same little corner of the house where they can breathe. These things are not small. They are anchors. They tell the nervous system, today is not falling apart. The practical insight is that stability should not be mocked. It is often the foundation from which healing begins. But there is also a balance. Peace should not become fear of life. A healed person does not need constant chaos, but they can slowly learn to welcome safe novelty. A new place, a new hobby, a new conversation, a new dream. Stability gives them roots. Growth gives them wings. Sign number 7. They disappear when they are overwhelmed, not because they stopped caring. People who have carried too much often need solitude in a way others may misunderstand. They may take longer to reply. They may cancel plans when their energy is gone. They may spend hours alone without feeling lonely. They may sit in silence, drive with no destination, walk at night, or listen to the same song again and again because it helps them process feelings they cannot explain. To someone else, this may look like distance, but for them, solitude is recovery. When you have spent years reading rooms, calming people, predicting danger, and holding yourself together, being around others can feel like leaving too many tabs open in your mind. Alone time is where they close those tabs. It is where they stop performing strength. It is where they do not have to be useful, pleasant, funny, careful, or okay. They can simply exist. But here is the important distinction. Healthy solitude restores you. Unhealthy isolation convinces you that nobody can ever understand you. One gives you energy to return to life. The other slowly removes you from it. So, if you recognize this sign in yourself, ask gently, am I choosing time alone because it nourishes me, or because I am afraid to be seen? There is nothing wrong with needing space. Just do not build a whole life where no one is allowed to knock. Sign number 8. They struggle to receive help because independence became their armor. Some people are independent because they are confident. Others are independent because they had no choice. They learned early that needing people could lead to disappointment. So they became the person who handles everything. They fix problems alone. They cry alone. They make decisions alone. They carry groceries, bills, illness, heartbreak, and pressure without asking for support. Even when someone offers help, their first answer is automatic. No, it's okay. I've got it. But sometimes, I've got it really means I don't know how to need anyone without feeling weak. Their independence may look admirable, and in many ways it is. It helped them survive. It made them capable. It made them resourceful. It gave them proof that they could keep going even when nobody showed up. But survival, independence, can become a lonely prison. Because the same armor that protects you from being let down also blocks you from being loved properly. The practical lesson is to practice receiving help in small ways. Let someone carry one bag. Let someone listen for 10 minutes. Let someone give without immediately paying them back. Safe support will feel uncomfortable at first, not because it is wrong, but because it is unfamiliar. You do not have to collapse into dependence. You can simply learn that connection does not always mean danger. Sign number 9. They carry a sadness that does not always look like sadness. Not all sadness is loud. Some sadness goes to work on time. Some sadness answers emails. Some sadness makes people laugh. Some sadness posts vacation pictures, remembers birthdays, pays bills, and says, "I'm just tired," when the truth is much heavier. People who have been through a lot often become skilled at functioning while hurting. They may not look broken because they learn to keep moving. They may not ask for help because they do not want to explain a story that still hurts to touch. They may have a softness in their eyes, a delay before they answer personal questions, a habit of making dark jokes, or a way of smiling that never fully reaches the tired place inside them. This kind of sadness is not always depression, but it can become dangerous if it is ignored for too long. Emotional pain does not disappear just because a person is productive. A person can be high-functioning and still be deeply wounded. A person can be loved by many and still feel unseen. A person can be strong and still need support. The new value here is this: do not measure someone's inner world by how well they perform on the outside. And if this is you, do not wait until you completely fall apart before you let someone know you are struggling. You deserve care before you reach a breaking point. Sign number 10. They turn pain into wisdom, but they should not have to bleed forever to be valuable. One of the most beautiful things about human beings is that we can transform suffering into insight. People who have been through intense pain often become deeply reflective. They understand things that cannot be learned from quotes or textbooks. They know how quickly life can change. They know why kindness matters. They know that confidence can hide insecurity, anger can hide grief, and silence can hide 1,000 unsaid stories. They often become the person others go to for advice because their words carry weight. Not because they sound perfect, but because they have lived. They can sit with someone's pain without rushing to fix it. They can recognize manipulation because they have survived it. They can appreciate small joys because they know what it feels like to lose peace. This is the wisdom of people who have walked through storms and still choose not to become cruel. But we need to be careful. Pain can teach wisdom, but pain should not be worshipped. You do not need to keep suffering to prove you are deep. You do not need to be wounded to be worthy. You do not need to turn every scar into a lesson before you are allowed to heal. The highest form of growth is not becoming someone who can endure endless pain. It is becoming someone who no longer abandons themselves in order to survive. So, if you recognized yourself in these 10 signs, pause for a moment. Maybe you are not cold. Maybe you are guarded. Maybe you are not difficult. Maybe you are tired. Maybe your overthinking, independence, calmness, and distance were once the tools that helped you make it through something you should not have had to carry alone. But remember this: what protected you in the past may not be what frees you in the future. You can thank your armor without wearing it to bed every night. You can be strong and still let yourself be held. You can be wise and still be soft. You can understand people deeply without losing yourself inside their emotions. You can choose peace without apologizing for needing it. And most importantly, you can heal without becoming a completely different person. You are not here to erase your past. You are here to stop letting it drive your life from the shadows. Here at Psyche Peak, we do not glorify pain, and we do not reduce people to their wounds. We climb deeper to understand the mind, rise higher to reclaim our peace, and turn self-awareness into real strength. If this video spoke to a part of you that rarely gets named, carry this with you today. Your scars may explain your armor, but they do not have to define your horizon. This is Psyche Peak, where the mind climbs, the heart steadies, and healing becomes a path back to yourself.